Welcome back, everybody. We have made it through 2 fantastic sets. We are now at our 3rd and final set of our very first CCA triple header. If you are just joining us, I am DRF, joined by my co-commentator Mizuno, and we are going to be wrapping things up today with a Division 2 matchup between the Reef Runners of Poly Pomona versus Hofstra Pride from Hofstra University.
Hofstra Pride and Reef Runners. Now, these two teams in Div 2, they aren't quite fighting for playoff positioning yet. There is nothing secured in the side of Div 2 Group B. Rather, this is just for a chance to hopefully get better kind of situations going on into those potential top 2 slots, as the Group B has nothing set in stone quite yet. So this, nonetheless, this is a very crucial matchup for both of them, as we are into week 4 of the regular season matchups here. And we're jumping back right into, for the 3rd time tonight, Rainmaker Sturgeon Shipyard.
Oh boy. Yeah, Rainmaker Sturgeon has delivered every single time tonight. And between these 2 teams, I'm sure it'll deliver one more time. The Reef Runners and Hofstra Pride looking to be pretty even on paper, as their only loss has come to the undefeated Splatter Dragons, who have secured their playoff spot already. Hofstra taking 2 games off of them, Reef Runners taking 3. So if it is what it is on paper, these 2 teams should make for a fantastic set.
Now taking a look at these 2 teams, we have the Reef Runners in the teal, and we have Hofstra in the orange. We have a ballpoint.
Oh.
Wait a minute. Oh no, Hofstra is 3 down right at the start of the match. I think it looks like 3 people died on spinner there. It wasn't even to the Rainmaker pop. I couldn't see what it was.
It was the Charger. The Charger that is currently carrying this Rainmaker all the way to the first checkpoint. Not going to get there quite yet, as it is the Brush making a clutch stop there and finding a second as well. So they're responding well. They let a lot of points slip in that opening push there, but they very importantly secured the checkpoint. And that's going to allow them an opportunity to try to respond now. And if they get the checkpoint first, then the ball is going to be in Cal Poly's court to try to make a play.
Wait, actually, DRF, I don't think the checkpoint actually fell just
yet.
Didn't. I think they just... Oh, it did it. Oh my gosh, I was going to say. Right, it like Hofstra, that was such a crucial stop for them, even after going that 3 down. That could have been so much worse when you have a deficit amount of players down like that. Now we're going to see here Hofstra's Brush on Captain N, looking to get some picks here, securing mid, and off they go to the podium, the same podium that the Reef Runners ran into on their first attempt.
First checkpoint ready to fall, but no! Hofstra finds themselves in the exact same position that Cal Poly did on their first push, right at the base of the checkpoint, not having it fall. Wow, what a stop from both of these teams. Both checkpoints still standing. And this game really might come down to who can secure the checkpoint first.
Right, I mean, these defensive stops have been very crucial, even in really scary situations. I mean, and here oh my gosh, we see the Brush here, Captain N on the side of Hofstra getting a crucial pick on the Rainmaker. 2 go down, 3 go down on the side of Cal Poly, and Hofstra is looking to gain back some of that ground, popping the Rainmaker, popping the Bubbler, and ready to make a push once again.
Jumping that gap, but there are 2 members from the Reef Runners ready to fight this one off. They're able to pick one off, but couldn't get the second. Wendell making a nice play there for the Rainmaker, and it looks like they're ready to make it one more time. Hofstra getting a little bit antsy there. The checkpoint right within reach, but they can't force this checkpoint to fall. But they can do it on a wipeout, but they need the members to follow up with it. The Zipcaster, though, is going to slow them down just a little bit, and finally we do see the first checkpoint fall 3 minutes into this game. Hofstra with a lead.
Great distraction there for Hofstra to be able to get the lead. Saint is grabbing the Rainmaker and taking it through the spinner. Oh my gosh, they're still alive, and the bubbler comes in, and there goes Hofstra. Saint is trying to stay alive, and there's Hofstra is gunning it for the Rainmaker podium, but is getting stopped by the sloshing machine because there's no more paint, and they stop it at 1 DRF. Oh my gosh, the fact that the Rainmaker podium wasn't even painted probably just saved Cal Poly from this game.
It really did, but no, Hofstra's not done yet. They're trying to finish the job once and for all, but no, Cal Poly with the wipeout, keeping them in this game.
Now, like you always say, DRF, Cal Poly has to take this Rainmaker coast to coast to get the knockout win, and here they opt to drop it off on the side of the map for a Rainmaker reset. And with 1 minute left to go, taking this Rainmaker coast to coast is going to be quite the impressive feat for Cal Poly of the Reef Runners.
A reset will get it started for them though, but they are just staggering left and right. The Charger is gonna get taken down, and that is a delayed wipe. Hofstra picking up this Rainmaker once again, marching towards the pedestal, trying to knock it out on their 3rd attempt. But they are getting stalled here. They're gonna play it a little bit safe. They don't need to force anything because with 1 point remaining, everything is in your favor right now. All you need is a few different trades. You can hold on to the Rainmaker to run out the rest of the timer. There is no rush for Hofstra right now. It is up to the Reef Runners to make a play.
I was just about to say, Hofstra and their game knowledge, this is incredibly smart. They have clock knowledge, they have game knowledge here, and they're utilizing it to a T. 10 seconds left, and they're just gonna hold on to this Rainmaker. But no! The Trizuka coming out of complete left field is giving Cal Poly the chance, but there's no one there. It's just a junior from Hofstra, and never mind, that glimmer of hope that the Trizuka gave not only me, but Cal Poly, a glimmer of hope has suddenly vanished. And with Hofstra Pride taking the first game in resounding fashion, 1-0 against Reef Runners of Cal Poly.
Wow. Oh boy. Yeah, I mean, Sturgeon Rainmaker has delivered every single time tonight, and this certainly was no exception. Reef Runners definitely wishing that that one played out a little bit differently. They had an excellent first half to that game, but it was Hofstra that took a stranglehold in the second half, pushing it all the way to 1 remaining, and the Reef Runners, I don't think, ever possessed the Rainmaker after that.
No, you're absolutely right. The only time they did was when they had to take the Rainmaker and drop it off on the side of the map to initiate that reset there, because I mean they had to get the Rainmaker back over to mid safely and securely without compromising any players or paint advantage that they had to gain back. I mean, just what a great showing. Wow, Hofstra, man, what about momentum?
Oh, absolutely. And it's, as we've seen so far today, Game 1 is really a momentum setter. It has been. It's resulted in 2 sweeps, even though the sets were pretty close between the teams. The losing team on both sides of that just never really found their footing throughout the rest of the set, and Cal Poly is trying to reverse that course for tonight and take game number 2, Splat Zones on Inkblot Art Academy.
Right, I mean, we don't want to see the same song and dance now, but I mean, Hofstra Pride is looking very mighty and very strong right now. I mean, that was just a great showing and great display of just team coordination, game knowledge, understanding of pacing with the Rainmaker. Now we're gonna have to see how that converts into Splat Zone's Inkblot Art Academy. Now, Sloshing Machine here, like we saw in the last match with Frosta from WPI, from Wooster, we better see some Sloshing Machine action in here, because that's going to be pretty key for holding off Plaid and just maintaining some great ground.
Let's go ahead and take a look at these comps. So, ooh, is that Umbrella that's actually coming out here? A brush as well. So these seem like some pretty different comps compared to game 1.
All right, we see Cal Poly in the orange and Hofstra Pride in the purple now. Yeah, you're right. I mean, definite definitely some different compositions, and we see a charger on the side of Cal Poly
Oh.
and Hofstra. Oh my god, the brush! Where did the came from? Oh my gosh! Wait, what is happening to this lobby?
Oh
Whoa,
boy. Oh no. Oh no.
Oh boy.
Oh. Let's go ahead and
End the battle
that
right
one.
there.
We have seen enough. Oh boy. I noticed that something was a little bit fishy there when the junior was kind of going back and forth from the overhead camera. So let's go ahead and we will get this fixed up. Yeah, no, there's only 2 people left in the lobby. So
Splatoon be splatooning.
Splatoon be splatooning.
That is alright, Alright, so it looks like I'm in conversation with both of the captains right now, actually. They are opting to they offer to exchange hosts, which might be the best call here.
Yes, that would definitely be the ideal call. So we'll see if they do that. It looks like they're all jumping back into this lobby though. So we will have to see what they ultimately decide on here. I think a host change would be recommended. However, it's certainly not required if they feel like this is just sort of a one-off thing. And since, you know, everybody's kind of DCing, this will not penalize either team for a replay, especially because we're like a whole 5 seconds into the game. So
yeah, that's
okay. Looks like people are coming in and out. All right, there we go. So we will have a host change here. So we'll go ahead and take a quick 2-minute break here as we figure out the lobby situation. So hang tight. Hofstra with an early 1-0 lead. We'll see if Cal Poly can respond in game 2 in just a moment. Welcome back, everybody. So, we have figured out the DC situation here. We have switched up our hosts, and everybody is ready to go into game number 2, once and for all, hopefully this time. Splat Zones on Inkblot Art Academy.
Yeah, God forbid we have any more funky lobby issues going into this. But of course, a replay has been initiated here. No teams have been punished. This was a weird lobby thing. It's fine. So back at it again. The same comps as before, per the rules. We have, let's see. I was trying to point them out, but got distracted earlier. We see the Brella on the side of the Reef Runners and a couple other odd weapons here. But right as I say that, the Reef Runners go 3 down, make that a full wipeout. Hofstra is geared up and ready to go, DRF.
They really are. They are coming out guns blazing right now. And they are holding the Reef Runners all the way back in their spawn. And that's going to be a 3-down situation yet again. The Brella, the last one standing. And take a look at this. It's the Junior that's making these plays right now.
It's the Battle Junior coming alive, but they get a little too greedy here, trying to take on a 3v1 and falling down for it. And I mean, DRF, the clock is already down to almost 30 points at this rate. I mean, Cal Poly's in serious trouble.
Oh, they absolutely are at this stage. They need to get a couple of picks fast, but no, once again, find themselves in a 3-down situation. It is just the Brella coming out of spawn, and the Brella simply just does not have enough paint to make anything happen. This will be a lightning fast game 2. Hofstra taking complete control of this set.
Oof. I mean, they just turned on a switch and they were activated. That was incredible. I'm just trying to think of some things besides saying Battle Junior. I mean, my goodness, Battle Junior it's just like the sloshing machine. They just turned on a switch and activated it, just ran right into their opponent's spawn. And I mean, man, when you have a Battle Junior coming at you like that and you just have all this pressure, I mean, how can you move?
Yeah, I mean, excellent point there. I mean, you don't expect the Junior to be in that position there. I'm sure that there was definitely some support as well. There should have been an additional member that was up there with them. But the Junior gained the credit from us nonetheless for making quite a few of those plays, putting so much ink down, just constricting the Reef Runners into their spawn with nowhere to go. A beautiful lockout job by Hofstra Pride.
I mean, yeah, I mean, we're seeing the same song and dance as we did in the previous 2 matchups we had hosted earlier this evening. We are in a 2-0 situation here, and things are looking grim for Cal Poly as they're heading into tower control and Eeltail. You think about momentum right now, DRF, it's the same story told time and time again here. Cal Poly, they have a lot to brace for heading into this TC map where momentum is the name of the game here. Absolutely. So they're going to have to find some picks early on, but as we've seen there that in the past couple games, that really isn't the case. So maybe not finding picks necessarily, but they need to play a little bit safer in the opening minute. Because if Hofstra is able to start pushing up and getting those crucial picks, then that's when things are going to start to tumble out of control, as we've seen in both of those previous games. They need to be careful not to overextend, and Hofstra seems a bit eager to make some plays. So let them play into your defenses. That way you can get a couple of picks, get the numbers advantage, and now you can suddenly turn defense into offense. Punishing the overextension, absolutely right. And this will be crucial in a map like TC Eeltail Alley. We're jumping right into it, folks. Game 3, Hofstra Pride leading the set 2-0. The players are spawning in now. Let's take a look at these loadouts. We see a sloshing machine, a ballpoint on the side of Cal Poly in the pink. And then let's see, Hofstra Pride running this very similar comp. Oh wow, that is a very frontline comp on the side of Hofstra here with the Blaster and Junior. Other way around, actually. That would be Cal Poly, Excuse
Cal
me, Cal
Poly,
Poly.
yes.
Cal Poly in the green, Hofstra in the pink. We'll repeat that one more time. Hofstra in the pink, Cal Poly in the green.
Yes, and early on, we do see 2 down once again on the side of the Reef Runners. Just everything starting to fall apart here, and the machine causing havoc. The first checkpoint is gonna fall with ease, as it always does on Eeltail Alley, because it's like 5 points away from the center of the map.
The Blaster is unfortunate here. The Blaster was all alone in this flat area, trying to take on basically a 3v1 against a Crab Tank and a Trizuka. I mean, the support of your teammates here is kind of crucial right now as we're heading into this second checkpoint already.
Make that the 3rd checkpoint, actually, because the 2nd checkpoint already fell. That's going to be a wipeout, though, finally. Cal Poly getting a little bit of control back in this game.
Cal Poly desperately needing that stop, too, because after that final checkpoint on Eeltail Alley, things just start to tumble, and the tower just rolls into that final destination like butter. We see the Booyah coming out here on the side of Cal Poly, taking down 2, make that 3 down on the side of Hofstra. This is Cal Poly's chance that they've been looking for, all set. And this is their moment, but they're being slightly slowed down here as Hofstra starts to spawn back in, and they are now trying to slowly ride this tower to that 2nd checkpoint.
They at least secured the first one, but not able to get much more beyond that. A little bit of a missed opportunity for the Reef Runners to capitalize on that 3 down situation. But now they're going to have to go ahead and play some defense once again. Turn defense into offense. That's really going to be the name of the game for them, because they've really struggled in these more neutral positions where Hofstra has just excelled in 1v1 duels and continuing to do so, getting a couple of picks there.
Right, and Hofstra winning these one-on-ones, I think, is something that Cal Poly needs to realize. They need to stop taking the 1v1s, right? They have great teamwork synergy and a great comp for it, but they're not taking advantage of that right now. And because of it, they're going to be continuing to losing these 1v1s and putting them back and back and back, and continue to set up these detrimental points for them. I mean, we already see players going down on each side, so hopefully this exchange will yield something for Cal Poly, but nonetheless, we already see some movement here on the side of Hofstra, and 3 go down for Hofstra.
Make that a delayed wipe. So now Hofstra resumes their march, taking the tower all the way back to where they had left off. A barrage of bombs coming in to try to slow down this tower. Able to do so for just a little bit, but it's Hofstra that continues to win these duels, maintaining the numbers advantage. 3 down once again, hopping back on this tower, inching their way towards expanding their lead. Oh ho ho!
Oh, the Trizuka there. We see, oh my gosh, who is it? It's that the Splattershot player drop down on the side. What a great play there from Cal Poly. No, man, there with the Trizuka taking advantage of being hidden there. I think they were sharking off to the side and waited for the perfect opportunity to strike with that Trizuka, and that certainly saved their teammates a lot of trouble and effort. Now Cal Poly with 3 specials online, activating, ready to go. They are making their way onto that 2nd checkpoint.
Trizuka out once again, able to assist on 1 pick there. 3 down for Hofstra. Can Cal Poly capitalize this time? The machine causing a lot of havoc, making it very difficult. Able to get behind them, actually. So that's going to result in a trade. Cal Poly continues to stumble here a little bit with the numbers advantages. They're gonna have to make a play soon at this point, but these jumps coming in just a little bit too risky, and they are going to pay a price for that, as this tower is gonna reset back to neutral, and nobody there to help slow down this Hofstra counterattack.
Hofstra really taking advantage of the slow pacing that Cal Poly was taking there, right? I mean, even in a 2 down, 3 down situation, you would expect Cal Poly to be urgently just rushing that tower forward, but they just kind of seem stalled and delayed by the sloshing pressure. Now with 10 seconds left, they have a ways to go, but 2 are down on the side of Hofstra, and they have a Trizuka online, ready to go, but the Crab Tank from Hofstra is trying to slow it down. 3 go down, it's just the Splattershot left, and here comes a Booyah to secure the tower for Hofstra University.
Wow. Cal Poly there started to piece it together, but just weren't able to execute right at the end. Hofstra's 1v1 games are just way too good. And it's continuing to be a problem here for the Reef Runners. So now they are facing an 0-3 deficit, the third time we've seen one tonight. Can Cal Poly do the impossible and reverse sweep this?
It's always a possibility. With such a frisky map ahead with Clam Blitz, Mahi Mahi, anything can happen truly. We kind of saw that a little bit in our previous matchup with WPI versus MSU White, but it takes a lot of effort, a lot of coordination, patience. There's so much execution. There's just so much wrapped up into it. And when you're down in this deficit, staring at the face of a 4-0, I mean, all those things kind of just go out the window. And that's something that you cannot let go at this point. There is a lot of work to be done here for our friends at Cal Poly.
Absolutely. And just to reiterate what we had been talking about earlier, with this match, there is quite a bit at stake. Not necessarily a playoff clinching game for either team. However, the winner will be in prime position to secure that second playoff spot in the group alongside the Splatter Dragons of Drexel University. And this win will help immensely. Hofstra with one game away of putting themselves in that exact position. Everyone else in their group, not quite out of it yet, but it's going to take a wild series of tiebreakers for the rest of these teams to sneak into that spot.
Right, especially since that in this division, Division 2 Group A, the Splatter Dragons clinching that #1 playoff spot for Group A. With that spot secured, essentially the next three are fighting for that last playoff berth, that being the Reef Runners and Hofstra Pride. So again, there was a lot riding at stake here, and Hofstra looking to hopefully gain better positioning here to secure that potential second seed in this division group. We are loading into Clam Blitz Mahi Mahi for game number 4, and taking a look at these comps, we see a Charger on the field. That would be very important. Interesting.
Yes, interesting indeed. This is such a tight map. We have seen a number of Chargers on this tonight, but I don't actually know if any of those Chargers have won on this game. We would have to go back and check that. But early on, we do see a power clam coming out from Hofstra Pride. They are looking to make a push fast in the opening 30 seconds here, but they are going to get shut down temporarily. Crab Tank going to come out as well, trying to slow things down. Zipcaster coming in as well. They're going to run right into the Crab and get run over.
Right, that Crab Tank doing the absolute work right now, trying to hold off both fronts that Hofstra is trying to push from. The basket does indeed fall, but only the ball and a handful of clams happen to go in. So unless Cal Poly... Nope, there we go. I was going to say, if anyone was able to sneak past through Cal Poly's defenses for a second there, then there would have been a few more points lost. A great pick there from the sloshing machine, and it looks like Cal Poly is looking to regain some ground with this booyah here.
Able to do so a little bit, but trading players as a result. Finally, a little bit of a numbers advantage, but they're going to go ahead and see that fall apart as now Cal Poly once again in a defensive position here, trying to slow down this very aggressive Hofstra team that has just continued to cause problems for them, like push after push, and continuing once again. They do have the clams to make a push happen here. Can they get to the basket? Yes, they will. So that's going to be the penalty +6, and now they're piling in even more clams. This is going to bring it all the way down to 41 remaining. That is going to be the... sorry, my apologies. Got to drop this down all the way to 41 remaining.
Not only that, but the composition of the field has changed just a little bit with the water levels dropping. So there's a little bit more room to work with if it just so happens to be that Hofstra makes another push onto Cal Poly here. Cal Poly desperately trying to gain back some ground here, but they keep taking these different fights and they keep going down a few at a time. but we're trying to see a little bit of momentum shift here. This crab tank leading the charge for Cal Poly, and they finally break the basket. The brush waited so patiently, though. It takes down two members. 3 go down on the side of Hofstra. Make that a wipeout. Cal Poly is down, and Hofstra is moving in once again. What a great play from Captain N.
A crucial double there, and that's going to be an open window to dive through and get the basket open once more, but that is not even going to be enough to erase the penalty. A delayed wipe, so Cal Poly picking up the clams that are left behind here, gearing up, trying to get back control of mid and getting ready for another push. This machine continues to cause trouble for the Reef Runners, trying to throw out a few bombs here, get a couple of quick picks, trying to open things up once again. Once a few more trades going down as well. Crab Tank also trying to get a couple of picks here, but it looks like this is going to be a little pretty even at this stage in terms of this current team fight.
Right. Just constant trades back and forth. However, the splash is the only one to remain, and a ball just happens to sneak through, but 3 go down anyways, so this push has come to just about an end. No, but the brush sneaks through and gets a few more clams in, so now the basket is down to just 4 points remaining. That is 2 clams left, and of course the handful needed to break through that punishment. Oh man, that is a devastating push and not what you need right now if you are Cal Poly looking at this deficit. It just grew exponentially.
Their margin of error continues to become less and less. And now it's Hofstra that continues to punish them as well. Trying to gear up for another push. They find themselves 2 down. Cal Poly setting up the defenses once more. Crab Tank trying to clean things up as well. This beautifully placed wave breaker right now also going to make things very, very difficult for Cal Poly to turn defense into offense. They're going to have to just hang back for now, all the way back to underneath their basket. Zipcaster causing a little bit of havoc as well. This is an opportunity for Hofstra to get in. Here comes the jump. Not going to be able to provide much as they do miss the power clam there. So 10 seconds left. Cal Poly needs a power clam to allow this game to go into overtime. They're trying to juggle these clams as quickly as possible. There is the power clam that they need. It's a 2v2. 15 seconds on the clock for Cal Poly to keep this set alive.
Right. Oh, but the player pops the crab tank here. Actually, this might be a big mistake. I'm not sure if they're able to utilize the ball here as the overtime clock is winding down. The crab tank gets destroyed. They're able to get it to the basket. The ink bag pops, and there goes the clams. They go flying. 2 down on the side of Hofstra. Make that 3 down. That is a delay in 3 down, people. The clams keep coming. Make that 4 down. That is a delayed wipe, and it's only the splash fighting for the life of Cal Poly, but they go down in desperation and against a 2v1. And with that being said, this set has come to a close.
Wow. So we are 3 for 3 on sweeps today. Hofstra putting the nail in the coffin for the Reef Runners and really putting a damper on their playoff hopes. So Hofstra Pride will jump up to the number 2 position in Division 2 Group A, looking very good for that second playoff spot, but there's still a lot left to be played in this season. But I mean, this Hofstra getting a nice boost off of this sweep.
Right. I mean, what a devastating push at the 1 minute mark there from Hofstra, bringing it down to just 4 points remaining, plus punishment. But that is a lot to come back from, and when you're under that pressure like that, it was such a desperate map mode situation, and wow. I mean, just wow. I mean, Hofstra really showed off their might there, that's for sure.
They really did, and Hofstra has grown so much in just a short amount of time. We had Hofstra play in, I believe they were part of our Booyah Bowl back in January, and I remember that they were kind of just getting things started. You know, it was a little bit rough, I would say, just to put it simply. Back then, going, I believe they went 2-2, and I think they got knocked out in the first round 0-2 to the Comet Blasters. But I would say that this is a much different team now in just 10 months. The turnaround has been massive for Hofstra Pride, and they're looking to give themselves a nice run into playoffs.
Right, but credit where credit's due to the Reef Runners from Cal Poly. Again, this is a new team coming from Cal Poly, and like many new teams in the CCA league, I mean, my gosh, it's probably like 3/4 of the league is filled with completely new teams. I mean, they still have demonstrated a lot of might and skill in this game. And those losses were nothing to sneeze at either. They still demonstrated some key synergy points and just crucial understanding of pacing of the game that it's really hard to come by when you're starting off as a team and in this league setting. Now we're heading into game 5. This is per CCA tradition. The teams are playing out the rest of the set just as kind of a demonstration of sportsmanship, being able to play the rest of the games just for the sake of playing the games, and just getting a little bit extra practice. That doesn't hurt, right? You already set an hour of your time to play this. Might as well play these games.
Exactly. A best of 7 really only takes an hour, unless you're playing Mincemeat Metalworks. But here we are on Scorch Gorge, Splat Zones. And early on, we are seeing, once again, it is Hofstra that is taking an early lead.
Yeah, getting some crucial picks here early on. I mean, they're really good at able to do that, right? It's very difficult to kind of set the groundwork for your neutral situation and to get points while also, balancing your opponents and their paint pressure. So you do a really good job with that. The crab tank goes down on the side of Cal Poly, so they have one less special to work with. And the Zipcaster is looking like to cause a little bit of trouble onto Cal Poly. But it looks like the junior is still alive here. Never mind, for as I say that, they go down. And it looks like this is just about a delayed wipe on the side of Cal Poly.
Yeah, and this is, once again, one of those very lockout heavy map modes. So this is going to take a very coordinated team effort in the closing seconds here for Cal Poly to neutralize this zone, but it looks like their focus just isn't quite there. They have too many Hofstra members swarming them in their own base, and that's going to be a quick 100-0 knockout.
Right. I think a lot of teams really, as we've seen tonight, really struggle with the breakout on this map. I mean, like you've said previously, this is akin to Splat Zone's Kelp Dome from Splatoon 1 and 2. I mean, it's just really difficult to break out of because there's only so many entry points for you to go through. I mean, like, where else are you supposed to go? Once you're locked out of there, you just cannot move, and you're susceptible to your opponent's lockout strategy. Truly, it's a tough one to break out of. I'm not envious here.
Yeah, I do think that this map list this week is a little bit of a tough one. As we just continue to get to know the game and the different map mode combos, we can sort of look at this and say, week 4, this really has kind of transpired into a very difficult map list, where knockouts are going to be happening in, I would say, at least half of these games here. Particularly looking at like Splat Zone's Inkblot, very lockout heavy. Tower Control Eel Tail, very lockout heavy. Splat Zone Scorch Gorge, very lockout heavy. Rainmaker Hammerhead, on the other hand, is a little bit more of a slower paced match from what we have seen.
Yeah, at least from what we've seen tonight. I think because of the synonym we made earlier for, like, it's a literal mountain to climb, right? You're literally trying to go up to get to the Rainmaker podium. I think that helps with the pacing and prevents the lockout situations, because you kind of have to take it one level at a time with each ramp. Like, there's only so many entry points that you can go through to carry that Rainmaker. So, I mean, I would like to think that it's a little bit easier of a pace of a map, and hopefully we'll see more out of it in other competitive tournaments.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I really do like Hammerhead Rainmaker, at least from just early on. I'm sure things will, continue to evolve and shift in how we view competitive maps and modes. Especially with things like the TO Guild that are in the works and putting out surveys to see exactly what does the community want in map mode combos in their tournaments. So hopefully we get some good variety there, and we will certainly be taking a look at that when those final results are in to dictate how we as the CCA put maps and modes into our tournaments. Of course, we are the CCA though. We don't like to go with exactly what everybody likes.
Right, we have a few unconventional picks. Uh-oh, looks like we have an early DC. I don't know, so let's see if the teams know the rules. There we go. Good call there. I was about to say, did the teams read the rules? Did the teams read the rule book? Did the teams read the syllabus?
Yes, they clearly did. So we'll go ahead and get a quick reset here.
Definitely read the syllabus, folks. No matter what tournament or class you are in, always read the syllabus. Rule book, excuse me. Read the rule book for your tournament. I think
syllabus, rule book, same
thing. They're synonymous. Yeah, they're synonymous at this point.
Oh boy. So let's see if we can get that last player in. There we go. So everybody is in now. Everybody is here. So let's go ahead and give this another try. So I don't know if Mizuno, if you got a look at the comps there. I guess they should ready up pretty quick here, so we'll get a look at them once more. But was there anything that you had noticed there early on?
No, I just saw the DC.
Honestly, same. Yeah,
I saw the DC and my brain just shut off. Like, yep. Okay, yeah, take two. Anyway, okay, now let's take. Okay, whoa, that's some firepower there. We see a sploosh, brush, E-leader on the side of Hofstra Pride. I like where this is going, personally. I don't mind it. I think it's kind of cool.
Yeah, and these two comps are actually pretty similar, admittedly. So the brush and the additional shot on the side of Cal Poly being the only big differences. But yeah, very similar comps nonetheless, as we now see Hofstra making an early play once again, trying to deal with this VDS from behind, and that's going to be the first checkpoint that falls. But first checkpoint only at 76 remaining, so there's still quite a bit for Hofstra to push here. But they're going to find 3 down, so this push is definitely not over.
Right, the brush is doing a great job of zoning out some of the players from Cal Poly. Oh, the Rainmaker getting a crucial splat there on Wendell from Cal Poly. And Saint, carrying the Rainmaker, now has a clear path to get the Rainmaker up that ramp here, climbing that mountain. The Trizuka trying to stop the front a little bit, but the Rainmaker finally falls, and now Cal Poly is sitting against 8 points, and DRF, you know what I'm about to say next. They gotta take it coast to coast here.
Yes, definitely one of my favorite phrases to use here in Rainmaker. But yes, they gotta take this one coast to coast, from one pedestal to the other. That is what they are trying to do right now. But there is still a checkpoint in the way, let alone just getting it through mid here. With fire power coming in from all different angles here, that hammer will shut down this Rainmaker, and Hofstra back in the driver's seat, trying to pick this one up and bring it back to the pedestal.
And what a great use of the Zipcaster here. It's such a difficult special, but the Zipcaster trying to come in and create some distraction here. They die for it, unfortunately, but it ends up in their favor because they're able to get some distraction, and the Trizuka failing to get any picks there. Both teams are kind of staggered right now, but we do see Cal Poly utilizing that ink back in hopes of stopping the Rainmaker. But no, they just keep getting called out here by the different players. This sploosh on the Rainmaker is just a big problem here.
Ooh. And they're going to push that all the way back to 8 points remaining once again. Cal Poly getting the stop here, picking up this Rainmaker once more, trying to figure out what to do with the Rainmaker. Looks like they're gonna opt for the reset.
Oh, I was about to say, like, I think they were trying to find out where's the best place to drop it, too, because I think the right side of the map, that's good map awareness, though, and that's something to always keep in mind is, what's the fastest way to drop the Rainmaker if you are in a crucial, desperate situation where you just need to get that Rainmaker heck on out of there? You can't just be kind of sitting there floundering. What if there was a couple of Hofstra players right there? But thankfully, Cal Poly quickly were able to dispose of the Rainmaker. That was a good call there from Cal Poly.
Oh, and look at the sploosh! The sploosh fights too! Trying to get the third, there it is! The sploosh is on a rampage! DKL looking for a fourth, but no, not gonna do it. But they did create a nice path for the Rainmaker to go up. But no, it's gonna be No Man that's able to shut down the Rainmaker. Wendell picking this one up and trying to get this back to mid. Cal Poly should be able to get their first points on the board here. But DKL trying to play a bit of spoiler as well. First checkpoint should be within reach now. If this brush could just be taken down, yes it is. The VDS is the last one standing. That's a delayed wipe. Cal Poly gonna start pushing up now. It's 3 members on the plat. They need to pick up this Rainmaker, but no one is trying to pop it. There it goes. Skitty now picking this one up. Wendell gonna pick up the Rainmaker once again, and they are gonna try to bring this one all the way down to 8 points remaining to try and match this Hofstra Pride team.
Right, that little bit of delay there, that like could have been a miscommunication there on the side of Cal Poly in desperation of trying to get some paint on the ground, but them not grabbing the Rainmaker for those 5 to 10 seconds could be crucial in determining how far they were able to take that Rainmaker. All of a sudden now, all that work that they have gained has now been lost. They have been pushed out by Hofstra. Hofstra with the Rainmaker now, 15 seconds left, and the Rainmaker has nowhere to go at this point for Cal Poly, and Hofstra wisely holding it back here to stall out for the final remaining seconds.
Yeah, and honestly, it would have been even better if they actually dropped that Rainmaker, because picking up the Rainmaker in that left court area is just absolutely terrible. So they could have even done that as well to make it even more difficult for some reason if Cal Poly was able to get the pick there. But no worries, as Hofstra is going to take game 6, and they're looking to make a 7-game sweep.
And CCA tradition, of course, off the books.
Yes,
off the books, off the record. But man, I mean, Hofstra Pride, they're looking pretty solid right now, even with these unconventional comps, as you would say, right? With, I mean, how often do you see an Octobrush paired with a Sploosh, a VDS, a custom dually squelchers, and an E-leader? That is very unheard of, but I can greatly appreciate it because that comes to show that they like to experiment and they're willing to do that.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And we're gonna see this one more time on Tower Control Undertow Spillway. Their very aggressive style should work out for them here, especially if they end up bringing back the brush with Zipcaster. That's going to cause so much havoc, being able to reach into the plat of their opposition, because this one, your plat is a little bit more of a safe space usually, as we've seen in the previous 7-game set, where one team just got stuck at 15 remaining. So I really feel like Hofstra style, though, will make it a lot more feasible to tumble this into a knockout. And it's going to be up to Cal Poly to see if they can continue their crucial defensive stops. But once again, it's defense is great, but you need to be able to convert that into a strong push.
What's the saying? Offense is the best defense, right? Because I mean, there's only so much. Or is it the opposite?
I think it's supposed to be the opposite. Defense makes the best offense. I'm not quite sure though, but it's one of those.
Sports analogy. But to your point, dear F, that being you have to have a balance of both, right? There's only so much that you could do with your defensive hold, with that wall that you're trying to build and hold off your opponent. At some point, you have to convert and find different ways to convert too, right? You can't convert with the same way every time, right? Because otherwise that's predictable. And that could be part of Cal Poly's problem as an inexperienced team, is finding new ways to approach new situations.
With that said, taking a look at these comps, looking a little bit familiar here, Squibkid notably switching over to that blaster and very quickly losing a member, make that 2, and Hofstra now breaking through that first checkpoint merely 20 seconds into this game.
Checks out. But I mean, they're in an awkward position though, because the junior goes down. But they're able to utilize 2 specials now. So if the tower is able to still move even with the junior bubble down, and they do get a couple of picks here. This tower is going to continue to move. A couple people more go down still, so it's not going to be quite as devastating as we've seen from the previous match. And finally, it looks like all the Hofstra players have been exterminated from the area.
But the damage has already been done though, with 2 checkpoints falling. Admittedly, those 2 checkpoints aren't terribly difficult to get a hold of, but it's 2 checkpoints nonetheless. But now it's going to be Cal Poly that finds themselves at a 2-person advantage. Suddenly going to get shut down though by a splat bomb that came out of nowhere. This first checkpoint not even going to fall for Cal Poly at this stage. At the very least, I think they're in a position to try to force the checkpoint at least, and that should open the gates for them in a future push.
Right. I mean, if that's all that matters at this stage of the game, right? Sometimes there is a point where you're able to get that checkpoint, even if it means sacrificing a little bit of paint advantage and coverage, or sacrificing, man coverage and man advantage. And that could be the case for Cal Poly, where they've struggled all night to gain that advantage, that checkpoint advantage. I think at this point it would be worth to actually commit to that and potentially lose out on paint coverage, paint position, or man advantage.
And now Cal Poly trying to break through this checkpoint once more, finally able to do so. They had a little bit of a numbers advantage there, but now going to be forced to back off as they see themselves as a staggered 3 down. So Hofstra grabbing control of this tower, but Cal Poly was able to break through that first checkpoint, which is an excellent start. That's exactly what you need to do, is take it bit by bit in a response here to try to get this lead following a massive Hofstra push, and they're continuing to find some great picks here, and hopefully this will convert into offense now.
That was some great picks, and I think they found a bit of a groove here. I could tell in the way that they responded to that push. They knew so. Oh no! But the devastating. Oh my god! I think that was a splat bomb onto the splash wall there. They got too clustered up. I was just about to say, what Cal Poly did so well in that defensive stop was that they were working together, succinctly moving as one unit to sniff out the rest of the Hofstra players, but they were still just a little bit too clumped up together, and they literally fell to a splat bomb splash wall situation. That is devastating. That hurts my soul.
Oh yeah, no, that's gotta hurt indeed. But now they find themselves back in a relatively neutral state here. Tower going back to mid, and this is now another opportunity to try to get a couple of picks, because we've seen Cal Poly doing a lot better winning these 1v1s now, utilizing some great positioning here to get a couple of good picks. There's the numbers advantage once more, but of course Hofstra is so good at dueling, and they have continued to neutralize every numbers advantage that Cal Poly has seen.
That's a great way of putting it, neutralizing and just taking down members of Cal Poly. I mean, look at this rampage that's going on by the Battle Junior here. The Battle Junior has returned to form. I mean, my gosh, that pressure is just so insane when someone is able to move and just dodge around you like that. And now we're back to what we're used to seeing with Hofstra in the driver's seat, with a Booyah Bomb and a crab tank coming out as the tower just quickly rolls on over to that final checkpoint.
final checkpoint indeed, as it's the Crab Tank trying to put together a defensive stop here, but it looks like it's not going to be any good, and it's going to be Hofstra riding the tower to victory.
And man, what a great way to finish that set. Hofstra off the books, taking Cal Poly 7-0, but in the books officially in CCA record, a 4-0 sweep, which is going to help them greatly as they're looking to clinch a potential playoff spot in Division 3. Man, what a great set.
Yeah, I mean, a fantastic set, especially for Hofstra, as I'm going to be honest, I came into the set thinking that this was going to be close. It was going to be close between these two teams, possibly looking into a decisive Game 6 or even Game 7. But Hofstra very quickly put those ideas to rest by dismantling the Reef Runners and winning it in 4. So, and I mean, even going through the rest of these games as well, a clean, friendly 7-game sweep. So phenomenal job by Hofstra Pride, definitely showing up big time here, and they are looking very good in the playoff picture right now. Reef Runners not quite out of it yet, but it is going to definitely take a series of conditions and tiebreakers in order for them to sneak into that spot and steal it away from Hofstra.
Right. I mean, credit where credit's due, again, to both of these teams. I mean, Cal Poly has so many of these teams, like Cal Poly, are so new and they show so much potential. They brought so much excitement to this set, and I mean, they have a lot to learn, like every team in the CCA league, and I think they found some great opponents here in Hofstra to learn from. And I think this was just a great showing from not only Hofstra, but from Cal Poly to represent. GG's to both teams.
GG's indeed. So it's going to be Hofstra that moves up to 2-1 on the season. The Reef Runners going to be dropping to 2-2. So Hofstra still has to make up a game from week 1 that really can shake up this playoff picture against the Deep Sea Miners, who, despite being 0-2, have been pretty consistent in taking games off of some of these top teams. So that's going to definitely be one to watch, as the Deep Sea Miners are also still playoff eligible, barring how these last set of games go. So anything really can happen at this stage in Division 2, particularly in Group A. But Group B has been just as interesting, to be fair.
Right. I mean, we have some CCA how would I say it? Like CCA, like returners in the Carne Inksada Fries from SDSU. We also have Squids. I believe Squids at Cal have participated in one of our events before.
Yes,
Correct
the
me
Booyah
if
Bowl.
I'm wrong. That's the Booyah Bowl. See, some of these teams, they come back, right? There's a little bit more, like the people return, people come back for these things. It's great to see. So Group B has a great couple of returners here that are just vying for a playoff spot here. Carne Inksada Fries tied for first with Vermilion Tides. I believe Vermilion Tides is from, looking at the spreadsheet now, if I can find them. University
of Louisiana Lafayette. So that is a matchup that I certainly would love to see on the CCA stream. We'll have to keep an eye out for that one because that is a rescheduled match. So circle that one though, folks, because you will not want to miss it. So I'm really hopeful that we can be able to broadcast that one. A battle of undefeated teams still in Group B of Division 2. So we'll have to definitely keep an eye out for that. And it looks like, though, we do have the Hofstra team on standby. So let's actually go ahead and bring them on in and for a little bit of a chat to get to know this team that just swept their way through the Reef Runners of Cal Poly.
Oh, hello.
Hello, Hofstra University.
Hello there. Woo. How are you?
Doing good. How are you?
Honestly, pretty excited. I'm like very, very happy.
First, I feel great.
Bro.
I,
Sir.
I am sure that there was a lot of excitement here. We have a couple of questions for you guys. So first of all, what I want to know is coming into this set. How were you guys feeling? Kind of looking at the Reef Runners. Were you guys coming in as confident as you appeared on stream? What's the story behind that?
Well, I mean, yeah, no, we decided, you know what? Because last week we had also a very exciting match as well, where we had pretty much the same results that we had this week. So it was just a whole collective effort of just keeping up like the confidence, the pump, and the excitement, especially for us that we like reformed our team. So like what you see right now is pretty much like a brand new team for us Hofstra. So we just kept it up, and we're like, listen, we know what we can do. We are capable. We have amazing players, an amazing coach that like helps us here and there, and we're just gonna go with everything we got. And it's just having confidence, not only me as a captain having the confidence in all my teammates, but also all my teammates having enough trust in me to like just let me, be the one saying, hey, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna move here, do this, do there. Like this is what we like the weapons we're gonna use, etc. So yeah, like we had no expectations from the other team. We heard amazing things from them. We heard that like they were also super close of beating our like the team that we played first, and we were pretty much expecting, they're gonna be a team just as good as we are. So just giving everything we got.
That
I
is
definitely
awesome.
looked at the results ahead of time and saw and figured they were probably at a similar level to us, so that's what we prepared for.
Yeah, no, that definitely makes sense because on paper, we were going into this saying that this was going to be definitely a one to watch. But you guys really played with such confidence that you guys made it look really easy suddenly. So I mean, see, Mizuno, what else do you have for them?
So we were talking on stream a bit. You guys have a CCA history, of course. Most of the league is currently comprised of, I would say, 3/4 of it, of very new teams that haven't really played competitively together before. However, you guys have CCA history. You guys participated in our Booyah Bowl event. So maybe could you guys elaborate a bit on how you guys have grown or changed from your time from the Booyah Bowl up into now in the CCA League Season 2?
Yeah,
Ooh.
definitely.
Boy.
It's a loaded
We-
question, I get it.
That's a story and a half. But, personally, I think that the most important change throughout all of this is that we moved this to which definitely shook the meta quite a bit. Okay, I'm joking.
No, definitely. I feel that like from the Booyah Bowl to here, like at the Booyah Bowl, we were at a point where like it was the ending of Splatoon 2, kinda. Like we were like at the dawn of Splatoon 2. We were just trying. Honestly, at the Booyah Bowl, we were just trying to like, just play it, get experience, because we had an issue with that team that we were very afraid of, like having scenic presence, playing in tournaments, being watched by people. We were always like super nervous and super like self-conscious about like us playing for like an audience, because it's like it's no different from like, let's say, playing league battles, but then when you know that you have someone watching you, like your friends, your family, or people on Twitch, it's just like, oh boy, like I need to it's like a performance, so you have to like put on your best self to play. And from that team to this team, like I just like we just had like a whole new change, not only in the meta, not only in the video game itself, but also like we got amazing new people coming in. Some friends from like the past and the present are coming in, and they're like joining our team. We're discovering new talents, and we're just working with better synergy and like with people that like honestly understand each other pretty well. So like I definitely feel that like the biggest growth spurt that we had from the team that participated in Booyah Bowl to the team today is that all of us understand each other, all of us can rely on each other, and even though like if we're losing or anything like that, we are able to just bring ourselves together, and even if we lose, at least we lose as a team and we don't point fingers at each other. and I feel that's like really important for a team to to be able to work together.
Staying calm under pressure is definitely the biggest change I'd say we have overall. Also, we've expanded as our portion of our esports club very much as well. Have a lot more members practicing with us, more of a structure, and like members competing with us, members practicing, and those giving advice and taking on a more. I mean, for me personally, I've kind of changed roles, kind of from Plague to taking on more of like a managerial and advice giving role, and I feel it's really helped us like paving way with the new guard coming in and everyone figuring out like what roles on the team and what positions work best for them, and definitely a lot of growth.
Mm-hmm.
As for how the Beer Bowl affected this team, I would say the most impactful thing that it's done is reduce when you gain stage credit. The first time you play and I expect that a lot of the teams are expect seeing this event or this week. I expect a lot of not just us, but the group, but those participating, which I think is
Awesome. No, that's always it's always good to hear about that, especially how this team really has kind of transformed before our eyes, at least. We've had you guys in a few different events, and it's so awesome just to see the evolution across 10 months here. So I think one thing that we've also discussed quite a bit in the commentary booth today is the types of comps that you guys were running. You guys were definitely pretty versatile in your comps. Especially we're looking at like splat zones on Inkblot Art Academy, and correct me on the pronunciation here, but is it Psyche?
It's Psyche.
Psyche, got it. So yeah, one thing that we were talking about is like with Psyche, like you play a very aggressive junior. And it definitely caught us off guard, but you were on the plat. I believe you're working with DKL. The two of you guys were putting such a presence on their plat there and made it impossible for Cal Poly to even sniff the zone once you had a stranglehold on that. What goes into some of your guys' comps, because we definitely were always taken aback by how versatile you guys are.
My son.
I think basically so happy with the comps would be mostly since I play a variety of weapons and I'm like at least pretty, I'd say, decent at most of them. I just base like whatever they need, I just play, and then everyone revolves the comp around there. And then after that we just become like kind of unpredictable in the ways that we like show up for most of the games itself.
Yeah, no, and like Stevie, Psyche, is also like it's like kind of like our trump card this semester, because at least for me, like I was like during our scrim session, I said, hey, because I'm usually the one who plays junior whenever we need an aggressive junior, and I was like, hey, like do you want to try junior? Let's try it together and let's play some matches together. And like this kid like baffled me. I was like, god damn, like that's amazing junior right there. So yeah, no, but like most of the comp building goes towards like now with the versatility that we have with Psyche, but also like we have a very reliable backline that has been with us since like the beginning, which is Saint. She's always there, like either with her heavy or with her duty squelchers. Like we just know we can rely on her always. And then like Captain N and I are always like the like the aggros of the team. But yeah, no, like I said, like I'm as equally as surprised as you are with the versatility of these comps. But I can just say, hey, like let's play this. Stevie, can you play this? And he's just like, yeah, sure. And then just go do it. And I'm like, okay, man, like that's an understatement that he's decent at like all these weapons. I definitely believe that.
Yeah, I'd also like to say that Psyche is also the newest member of our team, and during our tryouts this semester, he completely blew us away.
when it comes to team comp, a lot of it goes with not just weapons we want to play and the weapons that bounce off of each other and styles, but also a bit of what is really going on in the meta. So it's not like we don't pay attention to what's going on in the meta. For instance, the sausage things like the sausage machine and the crab cake have a big presence in the meta, which is why say Tail has started doing the sausage machine, and even I had to pull out the splash-matic. So there are a lot of factors that go into making it up, especially with our new context each other.
Absolutely. Because like from Splatoon 2, like we had all these weapons, and I was a Sploosh main in Splatoon 2, and then like main in Splatoon, like Sploosh in Splat 3 is like nearly impossible because of like the meta right now. So like it's kinda that. Like I still play. I think I whipped out Sploosh like twice tonight because I was like, yeah, no, like let's try it. Why not? Because Hammer was fixed, so
Yeah, you did in the friendlies portion.
yeah. So with a reliable special now, it's like easier to pull, but like still, yeah, like I definitely it revolves around what our teammates can play and what is going on in the meta right now.
For sure. I mean, that versatility, though, is going to come in clutch going forward because, I mean, the meta is constantly changing and evolving in a new game. Now, that being said, we have one more question before we wrap up the CCA triple header. As you guys have been around now, it's been what, 10 months-ish or so, about a year. How have you guys been balancing your school obligations and other commitments and competitive Splatoon? Maybe you guys could elaborate on your personal experiences, kind of balancing this duality.
Ooh. Well, this we just figured out a system. Like it was all trial and error ever since we started the team at our university. But what we usually do is that for everybody who is interested, we ask them, hey, are you interested in joining the team? Do you want to play casual? Do you want to play competitive? We have like a whole Google questionnaire for that, and then we collectively deciding what days can everybody come and practice. And so we have practices destined for like during the weekends for like the two teams that we have currently like under training, the team that played tonight, and then another team on development for like later on for other opportunities in other tournaments. And I mean, at least from my experience, I'm committed to the team ever since we created it. I'm really thankful for like being the captain, because like I mean, at least on the aggressive part, like like the in-game part, because then he's our bureaucrat. But yeah, no, like I just try my best to always be there, like support everybody and just like be in practice. So like at least for me, even though like I'm really busy with school, like I'm currently a senior, like I still just try my best to be there, because like I believe that like as long as you have like someone there who's always trying to show up and encouraging and remembering everybody, then other people will get motivated to join. And once you collectively make a decision on like when to meet and whatever, then like it just goes from there. But we have like all our members are busy, and like sometimes practice, it's not feasible, but we try our best we can. And for me, like if I can make it, it's because I'm dying or something. Like
Yeah, we definitely try. We definitely have a lot of availability for Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays are when we meet. We love everyone to be there if we can, but school and life just in general comes first. And if people can't make it, thankfully we have enough people in the Splatoon section of our club that we always have people available to play. Sometimes we got to work with who we got, but it's been working really well. About a year and a half ago now, when this first founded after a few failed attempts, I just can't believe that we've actually come this far and are here now talking after a win on a competitive set. That's like a dream come true for me, honestly.
I can say the same.
Mm-hmm.
One last one I would want to add is that just like I guess our team, a lot of what used to juggle, say Splatoon and being in college and university, would be versatility. Like Sam mentioned that we generally gauge, and we do try to move on practice around for not far field, but we still leave enough wiggle room to say have extra or he's taking away the practice if something there's no. And I feel like, especially moving forward, that kind of flexibility and versatility might not only attract us as a team, but also allow us to at a pace that we are satisfied.
I mean, yeah, I mean, just balancing all this stuff is always so difficult, and it goes a long way when you're all able to put in such a great effort. So I appreciate you guys sharing your own experiences with that. That being said, though, I think we're just about at time for the interview with you all. So, Hofstra Pride, Hofstra University, thank you all so much for joining us in our impromptu interview session for today. We greatly appreciate it, and congrats on your 4-0 sweep against Cal Poly.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having
It's
us.
been an absolute pleasure.
Of course.
Yes, we look forward to seeing the rest of your matches coming up. So hopefully we'll be able to catch another one of those. I know you guys have 2 more matches to go. So we'll keep our fingers crossed for you guys. You guys are looking great in the playoff picture. So good luck with the rest of the season, and we'll see what happens from there.
Let's go, baby.
Thank you so
We
much.
hope to keep both our energy and our power.
Oh my
Thank you very
god.
much. Have a good night.
Thank you, everybody.
All right, get out.
Ow.
Out you go. We got to segue on out of here.
Yes, we do. So, oh man, what a fantastic triple header that we've had today, Mizuno. It was 3 sweeps in a row, but I feel like, you know, these were still some very competitive sets. So congratulations to our respective winners today: the Husky Splotsville Knights in Division 1, the Grizco Workers Union in Division 3, and Hofstra Pride just coming off of a fresh victory against the Reef Runners in Division 2.
Yes, these were all some great entertaining matches, and huge credit goes to the opponents of these winners: MSU, Splatoon, and their JV team, MSU White, and of course the Reef Runners from Cal Poly. And not to mention the interviews. I think hearing some of their perspectives as collegiate players was really revealing, and it was great to hear some of their thoughts and ideas, perspectives about how they approach competitive Splatoon. It was great.
Yeah, I mean, awesome. I think this is something that we can hopefully keep going in future double and triple headers. So we'll have to kind of take that to the workbench and hopefully make this a bit of a staple, because I've enjoyed this additional segment we've had today.
Right, exactly. All right, DRF, where can the good folks find you?
You can go ahead and find me on Twitter at DRF_Splatoon and on Twitch at TritonDRF. Mizuno, how about yourself?
Everyone, you all can find me on both Twitter and Twitch, MIZU_N0. And DRF, I think that just about does it for our triple header for the night.
It does. Thank you all so much for joining us on this crazy 3.5-hour journey. I think we're approaching 4 hours now as well. So that is going to do it. Mizuno and I are going to check out for the evening. Thank you all so much for sticking with us here at the CCA League. Things are going to be getting spicier as we head into week 5 tomorrow. A lot of crucial matchups coming up and playoff positioning at stake. Thank you all so much for watching, and we will see you next week.